Hello and welcome back. I thought I was going to try a little bit of a preview of what it might look like with some asteroids, like some bigger asteroids around the junk and mixed size ones. So I used an asteroid tutorial. I'm trying to remember. I'm just going to say Ducky 3D. It's been a while since I looked at it. And I use a cell tool that splits an existing shape into little pieces, like fractures it three-dimensionally. And that results in what I think, and I think he thought, if I'm remembering the tutorial because it was a while ago, in what would look like asteroid chunks. Now, they're not mapped very well. The UVs are a bit destroyed, and I haven't gotten around in Blender to get used to figuring how to deal with groups all in the same way. So if you can see the UV is a little bit wrong. Parts of it are just fine, parts of it are horrible. See, yeah, parts of it look just fine, parts of it are horrible. But for now, we're just going to use it as an idea to see what it would look like to have a bunch of stones. So in Blender, it actually, you flip a few dials, sorry, I was just forgetting what I wanted to say. You just flick a few dials and a few sliders and it does the procedural slice up and whatnot. And it also does the shape of each stone is slightly different, and as you can see, it kind of screws up the mapping. So you have to figure that out. But you end up with this cloud of dispersed objects, and you just use the little object tool for dispersing them for about their own origins. Then you make them random, and you apply a little bit of random rotation, and what you end up with is this nice space gravel. But it's big pieces, but it's gravel essentially. Um, and they're looking pretty much what I want. I just don't like how they're not textured, so I don't know if I'm going to have to go through and somehow texture them, or if there's a way I can group retexture them by projection, or if I can just apply a shader that will shade them no matter what, and just take their texture from their world size, like a triplanar texture. And that texture, for those if you don't know, is most textures are two-dimensional. They have a left and a right, and an up and a down. Well, a triplanar texture is what it sounds like. It's got three planes, so it's three-dimensional. So it knows what to do with left, right, up, and down. It also knows how to do the back and the front. So now we flew a fair ways, I think, because now, oh wow, we're that far out from the nebula. Wow. Okay, I made a lot of stones. I have no idea how many stones I made, because if you can see, it's also mixing in with the junk. So it makes for a very busy spot, but I think there's way more stones than I intended if I did this. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Jeez. Almost had a Morty there. Almost a, aw, geez, Rick. That's a really bad Morty impression, by the way. Rick and Morty, but yeah, okay, so the junk is looking good. The meteors are gonna look okay, except for if I could fix that kind of texturing shit. Let's have a look here. Okay. A little closer. Yeah, it's big. It's a big thing. Yeah, that's good. Some big sized chunks and some little ones. The debris. So this is about as busy as I'd like it to get. Now, all the polys of this scene, all these guys, these chunks, that are doing shadows and everything, they don't really cost much of anything. Like I'd mentioned before, the polygons don't really count. It's the individual object count that does. So it's the, meaning on some older hardware, yeah, I guess it would be really ticked off about all these rocks. I mean, the ones that have the mapping kind of okay, they look almost perfect for what I'm after. Obviously, I'll have different tints and colors, but they kind of, from a distance, all look good. Like these ones look okay until you get pretty close. And see if I can do a, yeah, like It's good until you see the few spots where they're kind of screwed up. But, I mean, still. I think it's going to look all right. I just have to come up with better ways of making my rock junk. I might have to deal with a few rocks from Blender, specifically ones I like, and then maybe look at producing the dust this way. I'm not sure. But some of these big rocks, they'd be great. They just need to have better mapping. Whoop. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen later. Yeah. Later there will be like a physics collision mesh approximating. The nice thing about these rocks is they're fairly simple shaped. I wish I had thought to put a button to make wireframe. But if you see, these rocks are pretty simple shaped. So, anyhow, this is almost an update. This was kind of like a test. So you guys are seeing like what I look at for my development. But I hope all these rocks are looking kind of good for you guys, and that they look like the kind of thing that you might like to be whipping around through. I almost have that wild, dark sort of shadow behind them, just automatically from the bloom and how everything is, but not quite. Didn't really get any big rocks inside my field over here. Let's go have a look. Do we got any decent sized rocks inside the nebulas? No, I don't think so. No, just on the edges. Weird. Alright, well, I'm sure this is running longer than I intended, so as always, if you like this kind of thing, remember to like and subscribe, and if you've watched it this far, you probably find it interesting. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.